BioS3 Raw TV. This is a little follow-up video to the video here in Ohio that I've been filming. Almost fell off out of the chair in the fucking back over here. I just want to share this with you guys because, well, why the fuck not? You know, the coolest thing about this whole meet and greet this time was I was sitting up on this couch after getting the news about my friend Rich Greenbaum, which by now I believe he's probably passed away. I was told after I had made that piece of the video that it's not days he only had hours left to live, which means that by the time the thing was over, he was probably already gone. I haven't heard anything yet, but it's a little bit late now, and I don't want to contact anybody. I'll find out tomorrow what's going on. But I was sitting up on the couch, and I had texted a few people to let them know what was going on. And it was like a little area, like a little coffee table, a little like ledge, like a fireplace type thing, and near the MMA stuff. And you know, this individual, and I can't remember everybody's names, which I suck at names so bad. Faces I'm good with, names I suck. You know, this husband and wife came by and they sat down and we were talking and stuff. And one by one, people started kind of noticing I was over there, and they were kind of coming over, and I saw them kind of standing around waiting. And I didn't know they were waiting for me. I just thought they were fucking like, I don't know, waiting to get a shake or something, a protein shake or something. And you know, another individual came over and kind of started talking. So now I'm talking with like 3 people. And another individual with his girlfriend kind of came over, and another, you know, individual that I've actually talked to on Skype before, omitting his name because I don't know if he wants to be mentioned on the video, but you know, came over and sat down, and before I knew it, I had like this little group of people that were sitting there, and the conversation quickly turned from anything to do with fitness to life, to spirituality, to things beyond the physical working out, abs, diet, blah, blah, blah. It was human beings interacting on another level that was fitness that brought us together, but connecting on a different level. And all of us were like from different areas, different places, in different ages. And it was super eye-opening because I get a lot of people that come up and they go, you know, I really appreciate your videos. I appreciate, you know, what you do. And it's not about the training. Like, they really don't care about the training, which is why I don't really make training videos anymore. Like, nobody wants to fucking see me train. Like, every once in a while I'll put it up there because it's part of a vlog, or somebody asks some questions they really want to know what I'm doing. I'll put it up, but they don't get views. Nobody gives a fuck. When I start talking about other things that people are afraid to talk about, or they don't want to talk about, or they're scared that people are going to make fun of them, or they're scared to be called a pussy, or scared to be called a fucking weirdo, or whatever it is, and I talk about it, those are the things that ring through with people and attracts them to my channel, to me, etc., etc. And literally, it's probably an hour and a half or maybe 2 hours that we sat there away from the whole crowd and just had this little like session, like just the you know, 6 or 7 of us. And it's probably one of the most amazing times I've ever had at one of these expos. And I don't know how it happened. I don't know why it happened. I do believe everything happens for a reason. But I got back and I was telling Aaron about it, and I said, you know, something happened when I found out about Rich, when I found out he was going to die. I said I started to get anxiety. I started to feel like anxious, and my heart rate was elevated, and I felt weird. And, you know, that's happened with like my Uncle Freddie and a couple other times when people have passed away in the fairly recent past, that I've been starting to get this. And I don't know whether it was like I was thinking about my own mortality, which happens when people die. You start to think about your own death, how much time you have left, when it's going to come, is it going to be sudden? You know, do the people know that you love them right now? Is everything set up to where, you know, if you're going to be ventilated or whatever, you don't want to, you know, be put on the machine, whatever. You know, and after what's going on with Rich Piana, where it was just something super sudden, and all of a sudden, you know, I had some anxiety about that. Like, I'm like, where the fuck is this anxiety coming from? And Aaron kind of said, you know, what you're describing right now sounds like PTSD. Like you're being triggered by death. And I was like, why the fuck would I be triggered by death? And I really had to stop and think about it, and I put a lot of thought into it. And ever since my father died in October, which was sudden, was absolutely sudden. I didn't get to see him. I didn't get to say the things I needed to say to him. I didn't get to hear the things that I needed to hear from him. You know, that type of anxiety, it's like when you hit a dog. When you hit a dog, and not that I hit dogs, but like it's a metaphor. When you hit a dog over and over again, you raise your hand, they fucking cower. Well, I feel like the person dying in my life, no matter who it is being beaten. I'm being hit with that. So when it happens, I cower. You know, I get this anxiety. I get this reaction to someone dying, even if they're not that close to me. You know, I'm not that close with Rich Greenbaum, but you know, I know him enough to where it's going to be like, I feel really bad about this. It's horrible. But it's more than that. And I think that Aaron's right. I think that things happen to us in our lives that give us like a feeling or give us like a shock. You know, something that really go, oh, fuck, holy shit. Shock. You know, that's my demonstration of a shock. That when something else arises that is similar to that, it gets a similar reaction. And I guess that's something I'm going to have to work through. Or maybe it's actually something healthy. You know, maybe it's actually something healthy that, you know, I don't know if PTSD can be healthy, but lets you know, like again, you start thinking about your own mortality and then you start thinking about living. So maybe PTSD is a bad thing, right? But you can use that bad thing, like my principal told me in high school. I told that story before. He thought he was giving me the best wisdom in the world, and it actually turned out to be one of the best wisdom things in the world. And at the time, I was like, this guy's fucking retarded. And that was take a negative and turn it into a positive. So the negative is I get the PTSD reaction, the shock. That's the negative. Now, what can I do personally to turn that into something positive? And, what I did was today, while I had that anxiety and I started having this meeting with these people, this little session of us sitting around talking like, away from everything that was going on. And when someone mentioned, my other channel, BioLightened, is another channel that I have. I only have one video up on it. And he mentioned, I saw that channel. Are you going to put up more videos? Like, he was generally interested in it. And I said, what did you like about it? We talked about it for a little bit. And I said, you know what, here. And I started telling him about other experiences and other things on that side of me that is the spiritual side that normally don't talk about because, I don't want people to go, this is fucking stupid. I'm not into this. It's thinking on a higher level. When you think spiritually, you're on a level above where the average person is thought-wise. Like your understanding of everything and how you're connected to the people that were sitting there talking to me and how you're connected to the fucking tree outside, which sounds retarded, and how you're connected to the bird that flies by or the dog that's walking next to you. Like, I feel connected to those things now. Where it came from, I don't fucking know. And I don't really talk about it because it sounds fucking weird, but I'm coming in contact with more and more people that understand it. So I turn that negative of the anxiety into a positive by talking about the things that I normally wouldn't talk about, in seeing their reaction, hearing what they have to say, and then interacting back with them. And then it turned into, this one shared a story. 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 And it was like we were going back and forth sharing actual stories that each one of us said, like, I don't really talk about this and I haven't told anyone about this, but da-da-da-da-da. And we were all strangers. And, I was kind of, bummed out that had to end and we had to move along with our day and they had to leave and, everything was over. I was actually bummed out because it was like, I took Rich Greenbaum's sickness, illness, or death, or whatever you want to call it, and said, I need to live, and I need to live right now because tomorrow I might not be here. So why am I not going to talk about what I want to talk about? Why am I not going to say the things I want to say? Why am I going to care what someone thinks about? Like Dorian told me 2 weeks ago, I'm never truly free until I don't give a fuck anymore. I mean, that's what he said. And it's not like I didn't know that because I've said before, you're never truly free until you're truly free. And what does that mean? It means until you just don't care about what's around you, you care about yourself, your own opinion, not selfish, but your own opinion in not caring about what other people think and trying to make other people happy and worrying about you and who you really are, you're never truly free. So today was kind of a lesson of, I want to be free. And I did. I opened up and then they opened up. So it's like you can lead by example by opening them up and they open up and now you're all sharing these things and now you're connected on a different level. And it was happening right there around, with everyone around us and stuff. And I don't think any of us was really paying attention to anything else that was going on except what was going on in that little group. And one of the coolest experiences I've ever had. And I don't know if they're going to see this. I'm assuming they are because they watch my videos. But thank you guys for sharing. Thank you guys for stopping. Even though you saw me over there, I like to believe that nothing happens by chance. Everything was for a reason. So I was sitting there upset, anxious, not feeling well, And it just so happened, weirdly enough, that the people that were open to talking about spirituality and, you know, overcoming things like drug addiction, booze, anxiety, overcoming these things, and they want to talk about that, just happened to find me while I was off by myself trying to get away from everything. By chance? No. So, you know, guys, I'm going to kind of just deal with this as it comes, take it as a lesson, turn the negative into a positive when it comes, and continue just to do my thing. I'll upload some stuff on BioLighten channel, which is some really different stuff. It's really not, you know, if you've seen the London Real stuff with Dorian Yates, it's on that level. And that was another thing, like, is it just by chance that I wound up being involved with Super League and now interacting with Dorian Yates, who is kind of a mentor with that type of stuff? That's what he really wants to talk about. He wants to talk about spirituality and ascending to a higher level and higher vibration. He wants to talk about that stuff. So you're trying to tell me that just by chance, all these people are coming into my life at these random fucking times at different events and shit that has never happened before. It's probably happening for a reason. You know, and that reason is probably that I'm ready to be something else. I'm ready to do something else. You know, I'm ready to be more than the meathead bodybuilder, which I feel like I've been kind of transitioning out of for a while. Like, I was probably one of the smaller fucking guys here today, to be honest with you. I'm 200 fucking pounds. And I was walking around, I didn't give a fuck. I didn't give a shit who was big. I didn't push heavy weights. I lifted light. This is like the third workout around bigger, stronger guys where I lifted light as fuck. Like, you know, quote unquote girl weights, no offense, ladies. But, and I didn't give a fuck. Like, I just did not give a fuck. I just did my thing. I walked away and felt good, energized, pumped. I felt good. So I think there's a definite change happening in me where I'm leaving that old self behind and transitioning to a new self. I'm not transitioning. I mean, it makes you sound like I'm a fucking transgender. But I'm kind of turning into like a new person and finding, you know, that next chapter of my life that is not going to be the swolled up bodybuilder, jacked up, be bigger than everyone else and impress everyone. Like, all of a sudden I want to do the Olympia natural. I want to go to the Olympia and do the Olympia. Go to the Olympia natural. Never wanted to do that before. Why the fuck is all this shit happening to me now? You know, because something's changing in me. So hopefully some of you understand this. I know some of you are. Some of you are going to make fun of me. Fuck it. Okay. That's part of not caring what other people think. And again, that's why I'm putting this out again, because I want the people to troll me, because I want to have that exercise of ignoring it and not having to worry about what someone says. You know what I mean? It all plays together. It's all part of the plan. So if you guys are into this and you dig this video, hit the like button. Comment something down below to let me know that this is something that you want to see more of, and I'll do it. Biostraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.biostraining.com is a blog. It's the Changes Bicep, and we are out.